Welcome to the 2024 Milwaukee County State of the County Address. Please rise for the presentation of the colors by the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Department. Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem performed by Milwaukee County Director of Benefits, Tony Mays.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Please welcome to the stage the President and CEO of Discovery World, Brian Wooner.
Good morning. Good morning. On behalf of our entire organization, I would like to welcome everyone to Discovery World today for the State of the County Address. We are honored to host this most important occasion and continue our work with County Executive Crowley as we inspire generations to discover the wonders of science. Much like this great city of Milwaukee, Discovery World has undergone major changes over the past few years to help strengthen our commitment to the community and to envision a stronger future. With help from our elected leaders, our team remains dedicated to creating a world where every child in Milwaukee County is empowered to be curious and explore endlessly. Now, later this year, Discovery World will celebrate our 40th anniversary as your place for fun science learning. We now invite you to hear how County Executive Crowley and his team plan to make the future special for Milwaukee. And thank you again for joining us today at Discovery World.
Please help me welcome to the stage the First Lady of Milwaukee County, Erica Crowley.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Happy Tuesday. So my name is Erica Crowley, and it is a pleasure for me to be here with you today to introduce my husband, County Executive David Crowley. Yeah, give it up for him. Last year, during the State of the County, I stated that my family lived with a belief that it is our responsibility to leave this world better than how we found it. That if we do what we love with compassion and humility, then we are destined to change the world. As I stand here today, my heart overflows with gratitude as I'm witnessing the changes unfolding before my eyes in Milwaukee County, knowing that my husband is fighting every day to make sure that all of our children can live in a community where they will thrive. Go ahead, man, give it up. Looking back at what David has accomplished over these past 4 years has been remarkable. It was him who committed to creating the healthiest county in Wisconsin through racial equity. It was David who secured millions of dollars in funding for small businesses during the pandemic. It was David who made sure that we combat the opioid issue in our community. And it was him who worked to address our housing crisis. And despite a pandemic, it was him who not only fought to deliver additional revenue to our county, but it was him who got it done. And that is a big deal. What I love most about my husband is his belief in collaboration over competition. David comes to work every single day and find new ways to serve. He epitomized what it means to lead from the front, because that's what leaders are. They lead from the front. Lately, my kids and I have been listening to the Alexander Hamilton soundtrack. I know, bedtime music every night. My favorite lines thus far has been, "There's a million things you haven't done, but just you wait, just you wait." Well, David, there's a million things you haven't done yet. But just you wait, just you wait. And with that, I introduce my husband, your Milwaukee County Executive, David Crowley.
You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough.
Good morning or good afternoon. First and foremost, thank you for such a beautiful introduction and warm welcome. And Erica, I promise you, I will not throw away my shot. Can we give her another round of applause for doing a fantastic job? Now, before I begin, as we are joined together on Milwaukee's lakefront, I want to respectfully acknowledge that the land and waterways encompassed in Milwaukee County are on the ancestral land of indigenous people, including the Potawatomi, Ho-Chunk, and Menominee. In honoring the ancestral owners of these lands and waterways, we strive to be respectful stewards as we envision our future as one Milwaukee County together. Now, it's exciting to see so many leaders, partners, allies, and residents who share our vision to achieve race and health equity be present all in the same room. I want to say thank you to the many community leaders for being here today. Your leadership and partnership have been invaluable over the last 4 years, and I look forward to what we will do together as we continue to envision the future of Milwaukee County. It's an honor to join you all today right here at Discovery World. As a proud father of 3 daughters, I'm grateful that institutions like Discovery World are providing opportunities for our young people all across Milwaukee County. Recently named one of the top 10 science museums in the country by USA Today. Discovery World is a world-class hub of innovation. Kids from across the state flock here to learn about science, technology, engineering, math, our natural resources, and so much more. In fact, I stand before you and local students from Seaford School, Alcott School, and Hawley Environmental School are walking Discovery World's exhibit halls, gaining knowledge about topics like color theory and applying what they've learned to their schoolwork. I want to thank Discovery World President and CEO Brian Woonar, along with his team, for allowing us to be here today. Can we give them some appreciation? And when I envision the future of Milwaukee County, I'm pleased that organizations like Discovery World are helping to educate and engage the leaders of tomorrow. And today's location is quite fitting as we share our progress for Milwaukee County. Right across the street from us stands the Couture, which will become the largest residential tower in the state of Wisconsin. Milwaukee County is a proud partner with the Couture development team. This project represents a major transit-oriented development opportunity on a former county-owned site along our beautiful lakefront. In the coming weeks, operation will begin at the Couture's Transit Concourse for Milwaukee County's bus rapid transit line, or better known as Connect One. And soon enough, folks will have the option to take the Connect One line from the lakefront all the way west to the Milwaukee Regional Medical Center right in Wauwatosa. Riders will also have the Hop streetcar as an option to move from the Couture all throughout downtown Milwaukee. This is what transit-oriented development is all about: creating family-supporting jobs, helping businesses succeed, boosting property values, and fostering connected and vibrant communities. And as the son of a master electrician, I have to say I'm ecstatic that the Couture is a 100% union-backed project. I think everyone in this room knows that Milwaukee County is home to a workforce that is second to none. Our community was literally built on the backs of Milwaukee unions, represented by organized labor like IBEW and SEIU and Local 139 and the Wisconsin Council of Carpenters. And I want to take a moment and show some love for our construction unions, our skilled tradesmen and women, and our brothers and sisters in organized labor who are building up Milwaukee every single day. Now, when I envision the future of Milwaukee County, I'm reminded how far we've come, and that includes along our lakefront, which has undergone a major transformation that we have been proud to help lead. This includes Veterans Parks to the north of here, which is gearing up for a very busy season, y'all. From the Republican National Convention to the Harley-Davidson Homecoming Festival and the Air and Water Show, Veterans Park, in addition to all our Milwaukee County parks, is truly the place to be in 2024. I want to thank tourism partners like Visit Milwaukee for working with us to bring more exciting activity to the county, hosting large-scale events like the Redwood Flu Talk, which shows the world that we are a world-class destination and ready for anyone, to welcome anyone from motorcyclists to political delegates. And when visitors are planning their travel to Milwaukee County, I want them to fly with our hometown airport. In 2023, Mitchell International Airport delivered strong results, continued to improve its world-class operations, and it saw its best traffic year since before the pandemic with over 6 million passengers. Now that's excellent news, and it means that more travelers are seeing everything great that Milwaukee County has to offer. And looking ahead, we're identifying what's next for our entire community. And in order to envision the future of Milwaukee County that we all deserve, we simply must have the resources to provide public services and invest back into the community. You know, when I first took office, my number one priority was to put Milwaukee County on a path of financial sustainability. and driven by the passions of Wisconsin Act 12 that is providing Milwaukee County with new revenue tours and reforms, we find ourselves in a vastly different budgetary environment than in past years. For the first time in decades, Act 12 increased the amount of annual shared revenue received by Milwaukee County, as well as created a long sought-after fix to the county's 25-year-old pension challenges. This progress would not be possible without the leadership and advocacy of Governor Tony Evers, bipartisan lawmakers in the Wisconsin State Legislature, and the private sector partners across this state. Milwaukee County is truly grateful for your efforts. But in addition to our state partners, the historic action taken by the Milwaukee County Board of Supervisors to pass the local option sales tax is providing Milwaukee County with new revenues to further invest in our entire community. Through the leadership of Chairwoman Marcelia Nicholson and the dedication of the board, the county is expected to generate roughly $84 million in sales tax revenue this year and beyond. Thank you to the Chairwoman Marcelia Nicholson and the county board for working with us to meet this moment. Can you please stand and be recognized? But it's also because of partners like Discovery World and our Move Forward MKE Coalition, a historic public-private partnership, that we have come to this moment. To our Move Forward MKE Coalition members, thank you, and please stand to be recognized as well. Now, I'm proud that we are capitalizing on Act 12 to deliver property tax relief to our workers, to our families, and our businesses. With this year's current year's budget surplus, the first one in over 2 decades, we reduced the property tax levy by over $21 million. In 2024, the average homeowner would see their county property taxes reduced by nearly $100. This represents the largest amount of county property tax relief in decades, and that's something we all should be celebrating. Now, at the same time, we're also maintaining the services that so many folks rely on, like our public transit, like mental health, substance use treatment, and access to housing services. And the same goes for communities all across the state of Wisconsin. From Rhinelander and Green Bay to Watertown and Waukesha, our work to pass Wisconsin Act 12 delivered increased shared revenue to every single community in Wisconsin. Now, this was an important accomplishment because at the end of the day, we're all in this work together. And to those communities that are benefiting from Wisconsin Act 12, I have a very simple message for you. Thank you for joining our coalition, and you're welcome. But here's another statewide win that we work to realize, and that is the Milwaukee Brewers will play right here in Milwaukee County in Wisconsin for decades to come. Through the negotiations with our partners at the state of Wisconsin, I'm pleased that we reached a bipartisan agreement to keep the Brewers in Milwaukee through 2050. But you know what? This law does more than just that. Milwaukee County, we negotiated an estimated amount up to $239 million in additional revenue flexibility that will keep more money right here at home. What this means is that Milwaukee County will have more local dollars to address local priorities while keeping the Brewers in Wisconsin for many years without any additional impact on local taxpayers. And to that, I say thank you, Rick Schlesinger and the team, for your ongoing commitment to Milwaukee. Let's go, Brew Crew. From the Milwaukee Brewers to the Milwaukee Bucks, to our theaters and museums, Milwaukee County truly has something for everyone. Now more than ever, we recognize the strength of the diversity in our community. That's why Milwaukee County's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion has never been stronger. We are doing everything that we can to lift up the work of the Office of Equity that is advancing equity-based policies across our entire community. And we continue to amplify the work of the Office of Economic Inclusion that is leveling the playing field for minority-owned businesses to compete with contracts and job opportunities. But as we envision Milwaukee County's future, I am reminded of our vision. By achieving racial equity, Milwaukee County is the healthiest county in the state of Wisconsin. Now, this is an ambitious goal, but it's one that guides our work to support every resident and family right here in Milwaukee County. In 2020, Milwaukee County adopted its first comprehensive county-wide strategic plan in more than 20 years. And guided by the strategic plan and our key priorities, my administration is building on this progress. And in the upcoming months, all Milwaukee County departments will be unveiling their own respective strategic plans. As we continue envisioning the future of Milwaukee County, we are working to invest in programs as well as operations that will help achieve racial equity, make our community healthier, and advance the quality of life for every Milwaukee County resident. These department-specific plans will help further that visionary work. But we know that there's still more for us all to do. And as we approach 5 years since Milwaukee County became the first community in the nation to declare racism a public health crisis, we're examining where we currently are and committing to the work ahead. This last October, we broke ground on the future Marshall P. Cox Health and Human Service Center. And for the first time in Milwaukee County's history, the Department of Health and Human Services will have a building designed specifically to deliver health and human services. The elimination of physical barriers to receive care will improve access to resources and services for both families and individuals. This will help advance DHHS's No Wrong Door model of customer service, which is aimed at providing person-centered, holistic care to adults, our children, and our families through the health and human services continuum of care. It means that however people connect with DHHS, they will have access to the comprehensive services as well as the resources offered by community partners like Freedom's Food Pantry, who are bringing healthy, nutritious foods to those who are in need. The Marshall P. Cox Center is scheduled to open up in 2025. And it is one piece of our economic development and community-driven approach to addressing racial disparities in King Park and throughout Milwaukee County. And I want to thank Supervisor Priscilla Cox-Jones, as well as the entire Cox family for their leadership and partnership on this project. Can we give them a round of applause? And right next door to the future Cox Center is the Mental Health Emergency Center, which we relocated from Wauwatosa to the King Park neighborhood so we can bring those services closer to people who need them. And what this represents is a first-of-its-kind public-private partnership with our regional health systems that is saving taxpayers money. And during its first year in operations, the Mental Health Emergency Center served more than 7,000 individuals experiencing a mental health or substance use disorder-related crisis. Our mental health navigators are also out in the community intervening with people who are experiencing tough times. And as we envision a healthier future for Milwaukee County, we must ensure that all the folks who need the help receive the help they need. For years, local leaders and organizations across our community have been on the front lines of the opioid crisis. Milwaukee County has had among the highest rates of overdose deaths right here in Wisconsin. And in 2023, more than 500 opioid overdose deaths occurred in our community. We know additional resources and support are needed now more than ever. But that's also why in the past 2 years, Milwaukee County we've opened 3 behavioral health access clinics to continue expanding mental health and substance use disorder services, including most recently on the city's northwest side. And at the same time, we're holding bad actors accountable after years of opioids devastating our communities and taking lives too soon. The $102 million in opioid settlement funds received by Milwaukee County are helping to fight this crisis. but it also represents the largest amount recovered by any local government in the history of the state of Wisconsin. And we're not taking 1 second for granted, as 15 opioid settlement-funded projects are currently underway. And here's one example. Just last year, our behavioral health services, our team placed 11 harm reduction vending machines all throughout Milwaukee County. And now these machines are stocked with supplies like fentanyl testing strips, Narcan, and gun locks to prevent tragic situations. And in 2024, we are looking for new businesses and organizations to host 8 additional harm reduction vending machines. Making these harm reduction tools free and easily accessible has been life-saving in our community, with over 2,000 boxes of Narcan being utilized by the public from these vending machines, and that includes at our community centers like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Community Center. Last December, a normal day was underway at the center as visitors were working out and playing basketball. A parks employee and 2 volunteers noticed unusual activity when a crowd gathered near the gym as 2 men overdosed on opioids. The employee accessed Narcan through the harm reduction vending machines and administered 2 doses to each man. And because of this quick action and easy access to Narcan, those 2 men lived to see another day and work toward their recovery. And in another recent case, an MCTS bus driver administered Narcan to a transit rider experiencing an overdose. This is exactly why we are investing in harm reduction resources, because lives depend on it. Today, we are joined by these brave Milwaukee County change makers, Shawnice Collins and Channing Williams, who sprang into action and saved lives. Shawnice and Channing are here with us, so I ask them to please stand and please be recognized. And while I'm grateful for these heroic actions, y'all can be seated, I'm sorry. While we are grateful for these heroic actions, we all want these situations to occur less. That's why we envision a healthier, safer future in Milwaukee County. I recently joined the Medical College of Wisconsin to celebrate 50 years of emergency medical services right here in Milwaukee County and the profound impact that it has had on the health and safety of our residents. I truly believe that public health goes hand in hand with public safety, which is why we are approaching the challenges facing us through a health equity lens. Last year, we broke ground on the Forensic Science and Protective Medicine facility in Wauwatosa. This is the result of a significant collaboration with the state of Wisconsin and our health system partners to create a desperately needed space for the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner and to enhance the operations of the Milwaukee County Office of Emergency Management. In 2024, DHHS will be implementing the Advanced Peace Model to help address gun violence in our community. In cities nationwide where this effort has been implemented, homicides and violent crime rates have dropped. This year, as part of the Advanced Peace Model, DHHS will be collaborating with community justice partners and deploying grassroots solutions to stop gun violence and support positive outcomes for our young people. In fact, just this last week, DHHS identified the community organization who will be carrying out the work of the Advanced Peace Fellowship Program. The Milwaukee Christian Center will work with our county's Credible Messengers program, and they're going to help provide mentorship, life coaching, family resources, and more to our young people who've been involved in group-based conflict and gun violence throughout Milwaukee County. And speaking of the Credible Messengers program, last year we expanded this effort to add a specific focus on serving young women, including addressing their unique needs and helping them to prevent their contact with the Youth Justice Center. And I want to thank our DHHS Executive Director, Shakita LeGrant McClain, and her entire team for envisioning a safer, healthier future for Milwaukee County. Can we give them a round of applause? Supporting our veterans and their families also remains a top priority for Milwaukee County. In 2023, Our Veteran Services team served approximately 4,100 veterans, dependents, and survivors. That's an approximate 15% increase from the previous year. This work is helping our veterans access critical health benefits, energy assistance, and additional resources. We're talking about veterans who bravely served and sacrificed for our country, and it's our responsibility to do right by them. So join me in saying thank you to folks like Veteran Service Director Rick Flowers and his entire team for carrying out this important work. Milwaukee County's Division on Aging is also working to reimagine our senior centers with new signage and amenities, as well as expanding the county's Dine Out initiative that is providing older adults with nutritious meals, as well as social opportunities. The Aging and Disability Resource Center dramatically increased its connection with the community in 2023 to help older adults and people with disabilities meet their needs and remain independent. Also, at the beginning of this year, Milwaukee County launched a new housing repair program for older adults and for people living with disabilities, so they're able to easily navigate their homes, remain safe, and age in place. And to that, I say thank you. Thank you to our Aging Services team and the Commission on Aging for your work on behalf of our seniors and older adults. As we envision Milwaukee County's future, our success is dependent on state and federal partnerships. And a good example of that is the American Rescue Plan Act, which have delivered significant federal dollars to Milwaukee County. Over the past year, Milwaukee County's ARPA Task Force has led the way in evaluating projects and recommending funding for items which align with our vision of race and health equity. And I want to say thank you to the ARPA Task Force, and that includes our co-chair Ricardo Diaz, Supervisor Sean Rollin, and Liz Sumner for your nationally acclaimed work. Please stand and be recognized. From investing in affordable housing to boosting mental health services, our federal partners are playing a key role in helping us envision a brighter future for Milwaukee County. I mentioned the Cox Center and the Mental Health Emergency Center earlier. Now, those projects would not have been moved forward without federal partnerships. Senator Tammy Baldwin, Congresswoman Gwen Moore, and our federal delegation continue fighting on our behalf, advocating on our behalf, and delivering these critical funds right here to Milwaukee County. We all deserve to show them some appreciation. Let's do that. And if it wasn't for the leadership of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, we would not be seeing this level of investment. The latest example of this is President Biden recently signed new legislation into law that will deliver another $7 million for affordable projects in our community, as well as $1 million for public transit investments and additional funds for park improvements all across Milwaukee County. And the bottom line is this: the state of Milwaukee County is stronger thanks to the Biden-Harris administration. And to that, I say thank you, President Biden. Now, we continue working with the Biden-Harris administration, Senator Baldwin, and our federal allies to expand affordable housing options all across our community. Just last month, I met with the president in Washington, D.C. to discuss our efforts to build new homes in the King Park neighborhood using ARPA funding. According to recent data collected through Milwaukee County's housing dashboard, racial disparities in home ownership rates continue to persist. In partnership with Habitat for Humanity and the Group, we are putting the final touches on over 100 new homes in the King Park neighborhood near the future Cox Center and soon to be revitalized community center at King Park. Once those homes are complete, we will be connecting with first-time home buyers so we can help more families, and particularly families of color, achieve the dream of home ownership. Now, I've said it before, and I will say it again over and over. Housing is a matter of public health. and housing security is a critical social determinant of health. Envisioning Milwaukee County's future includes expanding equitable access to safe, quality, and affordable housing in every corner of our community. That's why we've deployed $15 million in ARPA funds for affordable housing developments across 5 different Milwaukee County suburbs. And I gotta be honest, it's not always easy to make these projects happen. And we've seen that with the example of Milwaukee County pledging funding for an affordable housing project development in Whitefish Bay. The project was initially rejected by a local review board. So we took our case to the community. We made our voices heard and advocated for this project during public meetings. And thanks to the partnership of the Whitefish Bay Board of Trustees, the leadership of DHHS Director LeGrant McLean, and Housing Service Administrator Jim Matthey, we prevailed, paving the way for the first affordable housing development in Whitefish Bay's modern history. And we're not done yet. As your Milwaukee County executive, I will keep directing my administration to support affordable housing efforts at every turn so every family can live in the neighborhood of their choice. Just last month, we approved $1 million in federal funding for a new affordable and emergency housing project in the city's uptown neighborhood. This is a meaningful development that will bring together DHHS services and bridge the gap between housing insecurity and behavioral health needs. DHHS is also continuing efforts to address homelessness through our Housing First approach. In 2023, Milwaukee County had the second lowest unsheltered population per capita in the nation. And we are working to get back to number 1 this year in 2024. But in order to do this, this will take further collaboration with our state and federal partners as well as with our local business community. And I want you all to know that those conversations are underway. But in the meantime, our housing navigators are out in the community every day meeting folks where they are to connect them with stable housing, resources, and supportive services. But look, when we invest in housing, we're investing in workers and families. We're investing in businesses and neighborhoods. And our investments in transit are doing that same thing as well. Now, I mentioned the bus rapid transit at the beginning of the address. After launching last summer, Connect One is already in the top 10 most popular routes within the Milwaukee County transit system, attracting nearly double the number of riders per day. And we're excited to begin envisioning the next step of public transit right here in Milwaukee County through the second BRT line that will operate along 27th Street from Oak Creek to Glendale. And while we're working with our federal partners to fund this project, we are not wasting time reinvesting into public transit. My current budget allocated an additional $17 million for Milwaukee County Transit to help sustain current transportation services and to enhance transit security operations. And at the same time, we are investing in ADA-compliant bus pads. New clean diesel buses have been added to our fleet, and the largest investment in county's history to address transit security. But when we envision a future for Milwaukee County where transportation is more accessible, we must also recommit to making sure that our streets are safer by combating reckless driving. We've all heard the stories. Reckless driving has reached dangerous levels in Milwaukee, directly affecting the overall health of our community. Since 2014, fatal crashes have increased dramatically throughout the county and have increased at a higher rate than the rest of the country. Understanding and developing strategies to improve community health starts with collecting the data. And last week, I unveiled the county's motor vehicle collision dashboard alongside the Milwaukee Area Safe Streets Task Force to bring the data to the forefront of this conversation. Also earlier this month, the Milwaukee County Department of Transportation released the first ever Transportation Safety Assessment Report as part of our community, it's a part of the Complete Communities Initiative. Now, this report, paired with the data displayed in the county's motor vehicle collision dashboard, it gives us a clear grasp of where crashes are occurring, to whom, and the causes behind each collision. This data will help policymakers enhance the safety of our roads for all who use them. But in the meantime, we are using these federal funding to deploy safe streets improvements all across Milwaukee County, particularly in 5 different municipalities. With these dollars, portable speed bumps are being placed throughout Greendale and West Dallas. Shorewood and Wauwatosa are installing temporary traffic circles, curb extensions, and new security cameras. And in South Milwaukee, new traffic calming efforts are underway, all thanks to federal dollars. And right here in the city of Milwaukee, Mayor Cavalier Johnson and so many local leaders have been steadfast partners and advocates in fostering safer streets that are more walkable, bikeable, and accessible. And to that, I say thank you all for your leadership. Again, I am proud that we are envisioning a future where our roadways are safe and accessible for all who visit the many wonderful destinations right here in Milwaukee County. And oh yes, that includes our beautiful parks. We are pursuing new ways to fund our county parks. And in 2023, we saw a record year of these efforts. Revenue from our beer gardens, golf courses, and recreational services are exceeding expectations in supporting county operations. And through a renewed partnership with the Milwaukee Parks Foundation, we will be embarking on a new fundraising campaign to continue investing in our parks and our outdoor assets. We know our county park system requires significant investments and major repairs, as recently reported by the Wisconsin Policy Forum. That's why since I've taken office, I've increased the parks budget by almost $10 million. By working with Supervisor Sheldon Wasserman, this commitment is helping fund forward-looking improvements that includes Tiffin-Tyler Park and Walker Square Park with upgraded amenities, improved lighting, and turf restoration work. And across the county, we're planting more trees, making upgrades to trails and LED lighting, building bike trails with new connections, and deploying exciting new investments with our partners at the Boys and Girls Club in Sherman Park and the Urban Ecology Center in Washington Park. Our team is also actively working with partners like the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewage District, the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, and others to clean up contaminated waterways classified by the federal government as areas of concern to help realize new opportunity and vibrancy throughout all of our waterways. But when I envision Milwaukee County's future, like our parks, we know we need partnerships. Governor Evers declared 2024 the year of the worker, and I couldn't agree more. Milwaukee County is eager to be a partner alongside the governor, and we're already working to help foster a future workforce. Through the ARPA-funded Lighting Jobs program, we are creating career pathways for our young people by training them to install energy efficiency enhancements in Milwaukee County buildings. At the Community Reintegration Center, formerly known as the House of Correction, we are helping people rehabilitate through jobs and training programs. In 2023, we partnered with Employ Milwaukee and the Milwaukee Area Technical College to bring back occupational training to the CRC, the first time since 2008. Another community partner, Ruben Gaona, brought his My Way Out program to the CRC this past year, empowering residents to develop job and technology skills, money management techniques, and more. And Ruben is here with us today, and we want to say thank you for your partnership. Let's give him a hand. But as we continue envisioning the brightest possible future for Milwaukee County, where residents can get ahead, where small businesses can thrive, and where young people can succeed, we know strong partnerships are needed. Looking ahead, we're connecting with more trade unions, businesses, and organizations to let them know that Milwaukee County is not only ready, but we are able to help get the job done to envisioning our future workforce. Our success is dependent on partnerships, as they produce amazing things for Milwaukee County, but we know that our work is not done. From building a new criminal justice facility downtown, to constructing a future international travel concourse at Mitchell International Airport, partnerships remain the way forward. But look, I know it may seem I'm naive, but I'm not. We must remain committed to the work that is ahead of us. And while our outlook has dramatically improved, Act 12 and the sales tax have not resolved all of our fiscal challenges. And we are mindful that there will be budget deficits again in future years. But that's also why I created a centralized grant development unit to ensure that we are bringing a new grant revenue that allows us to implement upstream programs and services that we would not otherwise be able to offer. The county has secured more than $100 million in revenue over the last 3 years with this centralized support. Because we know that securing more federal dollars is not only beneficial to our own budget and financial success, but also to the state of Wisconsin's success as well. But in order to solve the obstacles before us, compromise and collaboration are key. Moving forward, we must strongly promote fiscal responsibility and thoughtful budgeting while maintaining the levels of service that we need right here in the county. And I call on every partner that we've highlighted today, our partners in Madison, our regional businesses, our philanthropic leaders, our unions, our grassroots organizations, nonprofits, our residents. I want you to join us in building a future in Milwaukee County that we can all be proud of. And I look forward to more conversations with our state and federal partners representing both sides of the aisle to bring more funding back to Milwaukee County that will help us address the fiscal challenges that lie ahead. But honestly, I have to say, overall, I am extremely proud of our progress. And it's because of the great leaders in our community, in this room, who stand by our side as we envision Milwaukee County's future. And I want to thank two leaders who are retiring after decades of public service. Milwaukee County Comptroller Scott Mansky. He's served our community with dignity since 1992, ensuring the county's financial integrity and lasting sustainability. And to Scott, I want to say thank you for your service. Can you please rise and be recognized? I also want to thank Milwaukee County District Attorney John Chisholm for his decades of service to our community. Over the years, District Attorney Chisholm has worked to pursue justice and promote public safety. And John, I can't wait to see what your future holds, but I wish you all the best. Can you please rise and be recognized? In this past year, we lost a giant in our community, and that is Senator Herb Cole. He was a true champion for Milwaukee. And throughout his life and career in public service, philanthropy, and business, Herb Cole worked to lift us all and move us all forward. From keeping the bucks in our city to supporting educational opportunities for our young people, Senator Cole's positive impact on Milwaukee County and the state of Wisconsin will be forever remembered in our minds and in our hearts. And as we build upon his legacy and envision a more vibrant and a more equitable country, let's always remember that that is the Herb Cole way. Not only as the youngest, but as the first Black elected county executive in history of Milwaukee, I understand that I didn't get here on my own. I stand on the shoulders of leaders in this room and those who paved the way for me. And that includes Velar Phillips, who we recently honored during what would have been her 100th birthday. And in her spirit, as we continue to envision our future, I have to say this, that the state of our county is getting stronger, healthier, and brighter every single day. Because we know what's good for Milwaukee County is good for the entire state of Wisconsin. And I believe in what's to come. I believe in our vision, I believe in our potential, and I believe in our future. And I look forward to working with all of you together to make it a reality. May God bless you all, and thank you for this opportunity.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. And yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I'ma get a scholarship to King's College. I probably shouldn't brag, but dag, I'm amazed and astonished. The problem is a lot of brains, but no polish. I gotta holler just to be heard with every word I drop.